I got permission from the station that was running. This is during media days. Here's Dabo Swinney on just college football in general.
I don't think it's unhealthy for the game. What's unhealthy for the game is for, people to not have opportunity or access. I think that's unhealthy. But where we are right now with 130 teams fighting for one trophy, football's not a tournament sport.
Right.
And I think there has to be, and I think most football people know where this thing is going. It's just a matter of when. Ultimately there needs to be, in my opinion, a restructuring of college football. There needs to be a new governance structure, and a little bit more clarity. And because right now it's just all about chasing TV contracts and expansion. It's all being driven by the playoff, and so ultimately, to me, there's probably going to be. I think the mega conference thing is here to stay.
Yep.
But ultimately, it's probably going to end up in one big league with divisions and maybe 4 teams from each group, regional type of stuff, and you have a 16-team playoff or something. I think that's probably where it's going to end up eventually. But all that stuff is speculation and when, woulda, shoulda, coulda, what. I don't waste any time on it because my job is Clemson, and that's my focus. And all that external stuff. It's going to all be decided by the commissioners, the TV people, first of all.
No doubt.
The commissioners, the presidents, the ADs. And then as coaches, they're going to tell us who we're going to go play, and we're going to go play. I think it's a little, I don't know if unhealthy is the right word, but, change isn't always comfortable especially if you're, over 40 years old and you love tradition and you love Oklahoma State. Yeah. You love that. You love NC State, North Carolina. Yeah. You love, Clemson, South Carolina. Yeah. You love USC, whoever, fill in the blank out there. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. But
all right, so there's a lot in there, and nothing that's earth-shattering other than off the top, opportunity or access. That's not about athletes. That's about teams having a chance to win a championship. And he was talking about the 130, I think it's 131 FBS schools. Here's a guy that doesn't have to worry about access. He doesn't have to worry about whether Clemson's going to have access or an opportunity to win a championship, whether it's now or in the late, and whatever it is in the future, wherever conference they're in or they stay in the same one. He's already won a couple of them. But I do like the fact that you have Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban, among others, who are already in the clubhouse, in the country club, and they are saying, hey, no, we need to keep this thing open for not everybody, but as many people as possible. Now, some will sit there and go, well, of course, because they don't care. No, I think actually both of them do.
Well, look for Dabo. If not for him, Clemson could very well be one of those teams.
They could be right in the middle of it all.
Like in the kind of on the outside looking in, if not for what he's done in the last, 12 years or how long he's been at Clemson. So, yeah, I think he understands where they came from and where they are. And look, he's not wrong about everything he's saying. The TV's driving everything, and we're headed for a place that's here to stay, and who knows where it actually winds up. Yeah, I don't think as Dabo controversies go, I think that one's pretty low on the scale. And if he's talking about inclusion or opportunity in the playoff, then, he's right. Look, the more you limit things, the more trouble college football is going to have.
So he's taking flack for those comments?
He takes flack for the NIL stuff, right, Paul? Isn't that one of the things?
Yeah, he kind of has some dated it comes out wrong, I think. And he's had a couple times where he said stuff that just sounds very like that would have flown in 1947, but that doesn't fly now.
Or even 77.
Or 77 or 87, or maybe even 97. But in 2022, it doesn't fly anymore.
When you're a coach like he or whoever that are making $8 to $10 million a year and you discuss how much money others should be getting, you're going to get popped for that.
Yeah, and that's his bad. I think some of it might be people just twisting words because they don't like Dabo and they want to bring him down. But there's other times where somebody just says something and it comes across stupid. And if you had a do-over, you'd realize, oh man, I wish I would have said that differently. But that's not good enough for the fake powerless mob online. So Yeah, I'm sure he has to deal with that sometimes. And sometimes, yeah, it's his bad, but I do think there's a lot to unpack from there. And I agree with him on the limited opportunities. I just – it's the only sport that does this, man. It's the only sport that's just like, nope, you guys don't have a chance in hell no matter what you do. You have to basically be perfect and have everything go your way, that once-in-a-lifetime moment to even sniff the rare air that this group of, ends and the haves are always going to have an opportunity no matter what. I mean, it's just it's weird. It's like, I don't know, man. I understand because there's a lot more teams that it can't be like the NBA or NFL where everything's exactly the same for all 30 or 32 teams and the opportunity is the exact same and the revenues are all different and all that, but it's just weird to me. I think Dabo, if he's hesitant, is probably hesitant because it's got, he's thinking about the path to what a playoff might look like nowadays, and that's going to be, like a 16-team playoff where you're playing Ohio State and Florida and then, Texas A&M or something. And so, yeah, that's going to be a lot harder for him to win titles. But just big picture, yeah, like why are we limiting opportunities? That's just the weirdest thing to me. I understand, TV executive, that you don't think Indiana can pull in the eyeballs of Michigan. But damn it, what if Indiana's just got a special team? What if they found their RG3 and they just had that perfect combination of running backs and a salty defense? And, like, what does that do to that program and that place and whoever that head coach might be at the time? And those players, like, why do we want to stomp those opportunities out unless it happens in Columbus or Austin or Ann Arbor or, these select few places? I don't know. I think the limited opportunity part of that is the part that I have trouble wrapping my head around, because even though the playoff's going to expand and it's very clear it's going to expand, it's not expanding in the way people are thinking of like, hey, more opportunity. It's going to be the same amount of opportunity with like 4 times the field, because it's going to be the same 2 that are basically the feeder system for it and have the advantage. And why is it rigged up like that? I don't know.
I have a question for the two of you. And not to say that there's not. But have we heard about a college
Multiple choice?
Have we heard a college basketball coach complaining about how college athletics is changing?
I have not.
You know why? Because the FBI spent a crap load of time investigating all this stuff that's now legal and on college basketball, and even the guys who are doing it, the right way or the legal way and aren't paying guys $300,000 like DeAndre Ayton apparently got to go to Arizona, like even those guys are relieved. They're thrilled.
Yeah.
And they're not resisting it. We're fortunate to have a great relationship with Scott Drew. And I've never heard it and asked about it, NIL, all those things. He's never once complained about it and said, oh, my God, everything's changing. It's bad. No, you know what college basketball coaches did? They were like, thank God we have some clarity on what we can do now, even though it's kind of the Wild West. Let's run it. Let's run with the wind here. And things are changing. Like, that's what college basketball is, good. They roll with the punches. So college football punches back too hard.
All right. Thanks.